That is how you do a banner. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today is the day. Wheel of Time Season 2 finale dropped last night. I have watched it twice because why watch it just once? Watch it over and over again. It was good. It was good. I liked it. I really did. There are some things that are bothering me about it, but most of these things are because I can't remember if the show actually set it up or not. And a lot of it feels like fan service for book readers, which normally I'm not opposed to, but this really it felt like a little too much in a very short amount of time. Yeah, so getting started with it, I don't want to go too much into everything on the show. Real quick synopsis, so if you haven't seen the show yet, spoilers, you've been warned. We're going to count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, you've been warned, so it's on you now. So we're finally having the finale. Everybody's at Falm. Elaine and Nynaeve have been there for an episode or two. Loyal has been there along with Ingtar and Massima. Matt showed up in the final episode. And in this episode, Rand finally shows up. Lanfear brings Rand through the ways to Falm and kicks Moiraine and Lan out near Falm, but far enough where they got to spend several hours traveling to it. Perrin is going back to Falm, or going into Falm, with Aviendha, Bane, and Chiad. And the White Cloaks are also there and trying to go in. And I like the fact that they brought Dane Bornhold in, and he's there with his father, Jeffrem Bornhold. Eamon Valda's there because why not? He was so good and so creepy in the first season. I'm happy that he's here in this one. And yeah, you can tell he has his grudge that we'll talk about a little bit later. So most of this episode is everybody trying to get to get in. Everybody seems to know that Egwene is there, except Matt. And everybody's trying to get to Egwene to help rescue Egwene. Like, that's what Perrin's trying to do. Is that what Perrin's trying to do? That's what he's trying to do after Loyal tells him that that Egwene is there. What was he trying to do on the other way? Why was Perrin going to Falm? Man, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again, because right now I don't remember. Could just be because I'm here recording this video. As soon as I hit stop on the video, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that's why Perrin was there. Okay, anyways, beyond all that, yeah, so everybody's gathering in Falm, and there's some great reunions here. Matt breaks out of his room after being tempted with the dagger by Fane at the prompting of Ishii. Fane was fantastic in this as always. I even loved him. Like, he realized when the tables turned, and he just runs away screaming guard. And that at this point in the story, yeah, that's very much Fane. I like that Matt didn't actually touch a dagger or do anything to get reattached to the dagger, but instead put it on the end of a bedpost and use it as a spear, which this is actually a good reference to something that happens to a weapon that he has later in the books called the Ashanderai, which is a very specific weapon, but it's basically a halberd, which is a long spear with a blade at the end of it. But there's a very specific one that is a power wrought weapon, or a weapon that's basically it's unbreakable and it'll never lose its sharpness or anything like that because somebody messed with it with the power. So him doing that in this episode was a good reference to all of that that's coming later. Perrin having his little fight with Valda was great. Hopper coming in to save him and being the best boy, and then being the best boy. Yeah. Egwene having her fight with Rhenna at the end on top of the tower and keeping her promise to Rhenna, which I like that. That was great. No notes on that. Avienda, Bane, and Chiad, the Aiel, they're fighting with Perrin and Loyal. That was just fantastic. Rand and his little showdown with Turok, great. His Ishii really showing that he knows what he's doing when it comes to channeling, taking Egwene out, taking Rand out, and just like showing he's super powerful, but not using any effort to deal with the kids. And then at the end finding out like maybe he should have used some effort. Ishii luring Rand into a trap to have him be shielded was absolutely fantastic. Moraine and Lan restoring that bond was great. Very emotional scene. And for me, like, I know people didn't like the Moraine and Lan storyline this whole season, but I never had that problem with it. And with the end of the storyline, I want to say that that storyline was good, because this is, what happens when two friends have a falling out. That's what happened with Moraine and Lan. Something happened to Moraine. She wasn't able to get over it. Lan was trying to help, and he was getting so frustrated that he couldn't help. And then them having a big, blow up and separating out for a bit. I don't want to be your friend. And then Lan being like, fine, I'll just go then. But then realizing, she's really going through a hard time, and there's got to be something I can do to help. And then doing it, and coming back and being like, listen, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. And Moraine being like, I sent you away because you're so much better than me, and I'm just going to get you down. The whole storyline I thought was really good. And I'm very satisfied with the way that ended. So many good things happen in this, and then there was a lot of the fan service for the fans. The thing with Dane Bornhold and because his dad is the one that killed Hopper, Perrin went after the dad, and Dane saw it, and he noticed he kept calling him Two Rivers as he's being hauled away. That is not reminiscent of the book, so spoilers for book one here, but Hopper dies in book one, and he's killed by the Children of the Light, and Dane Bornhold is part of the group that kills Hopper. When Hopper is killed, Perrin goes into Berserker Rage, just like he did here in this episode, and winds up killing a couple of the Children of the Light, and that starts Dane Bornhold having this hatred for Perrin. And there's a storyline that's coming up. I'm not going to spoil it in any way, shape, or form, but there's a storyline coming up that this episode is setting the stage for. Like, it's setting the emotional stakes for. So that was great. I was wondering if they were going to get to it. I kind of figured that they would when Dane showed up in an earlier episode, but I like the way that this played out in this episode. I love the Heroes for the Horn. I do think it was kind of weird that Matt was all alone with this random squad of Shan Chan on a wall, and why were the Shan Chan on the wall and not fighting the White Cloaks in the city like all of the rest of them? Didn't really make any sense to me. But I enjoyed seeing the Heroes for the Horn. I did pick out, of course, Archer Hawkwing was the one that actually spoke to Matt, saying that we have fought by your side many times. That was Archer Hawkwing, who is significant within the history of the world in the show. And then there was also Birgitta Silverbow, which she's a hero for the Horn that shows up a little bit later. I'll put it that way without spoiling anything. But it was really cool being able to pick her out of the lineup there. No, I'm not really sure who all the others were on there. There was one other specific person related to Birgitta Silverbow in the books that I was looking for, and I did not see, But seeing Uno in there, that was fantastic. Uno is a fan favorite character from the books. A lot of people really like Uno, and him being killed in the show, people were really surprised by that, but them putting him as Hero of the Horn really seems like a little fan service to the fans of the book. And you know what, I will accept that. And him turning around and telling Baron, like, don't be surprised that I'm a hero of the Horn. That was good. Yeah, so they did a lot of really good things very, very well. I was very impressed with the episode. There, like I said, there are some things that bother me, but I'm not. But I it's either because I'm misremembering things that happened earlier in the episodes and I need to go back and look, or don't remember them setting things up for specific things at all. And before I give my final thoughts on the episode, I want to go back and rewatch the entire season to make sure that is this just me, or am I just remembering things, or was this not actually done? You know, that sort of thing. And with that, like, I really loved the banner that Moraine set up at the end. I thought that was really good, hence the joke at the beginning. But yeah, and then the way that the season ended with Moghedien and Lanfear, I think a lot of people are misinterpreting this scene and what Moghedien does in this scene. When Lanfear first comes in the scene, if you pay attention, the room is bright, vibrant, colorful, the lights are on, all of that stuff. And she walks into a spot, and as she walks into the spot, the color fades from all the places in the room and everything turns to where it's dark and in shadow. And then you see Moghedien. And before you see Moghedien, before things turn to shadow, it shows you that all the seals are broken, and it pans from right to left, and you see all 6 seals, 3 on one side, the fireplace, 3 on the other. And then as Lanfear steps into this spot, everything changes from being bright and colorful to being dark and in shadow. And Moghedien is sitting right there in the middle. I think that what happened here is that the trap that Moghedien set wasn't just putting her in the little spider web column thing that she did, but I think she actually pulled Lanfear into the world of dreams, the Tel'aran'rhiod that they had mentioned earlier, which Lanfear, in the books, they're both very well known for spending a lot of time in the world of dreams. They both claim to be masters of it. But because of the way the lighting changes and everything, I don't think that they're in the real world anymore. Because as soon as Moghedien leaves, and she doesn't open anything up, she doesn't use the power to open anything up, there's no weaves going on or anything like that, there's just something opens up behind her, she steps back, and then Lanfear is all on her own again. I don't think she opened up a gateway. I don't think she traveled anywhere. I think that she used Tel'aran'rhiod to teleport from one place to another, which is something that is pretty common in the books. As soon as she leaves, the room goes from being all in shadow again, being back to vibrant and colorful and back in the real world. That was my interpretation of it. I could be wrong. Who knows? But it makes a lot of sense to me. And with all that being said, just to wrap up my final thoughts here, these are my initial thoughts. I'm going to come back and do the whole season like I did with season 1. It might be a little bit because things are happening in the real world for me that are pretty good, but it's going to cut into my time being able to make videos and stuff like that. But I do plan to go and do an episode by episode review for season 2 of The Wheel of Time now that the whole season is over. And I hope that people come and join me again for stuff like that. Tell me if there's other stuff that you would like me to review, or if you have questions about the Wheel of Time TV show, about things that happen or anything like that. I can make some videos doing discussion type stuff for that. I think that would be a lot of fun. So just leave a comment below, like, share, subscribe, and whatever you do, just make sure that you have a nice day.